Gonna start off the video with a little bit of a rant. Look at these images side by side. Okay? This is Raven in Days of Future Past and Raven in Dark Phoenix. It is a noticeable difference. One is professionally done, looks awesome, looks like her skin, and it's just fantastic. The other, was it done at a fucking carnival? What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Alright, finally getting to my spoiler review. I wanted to get it up over the weekend, but I didn't have time. But I'm still going to do it. It's not going to be a long video. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of just talk about certain things that happen in Dark Phoenix. I mean, there wasn't too much spoilery stuff. I mean, yeah, it's the ending of an era. Yeah, there's this, that, and this. But it just wasn't, I mean, it's nothing like some of the other movies out there. And sorry that I had to start off on a little bit of a rant there. But my God, they just, I know Jennifer Lawrence was totally over playing the character again. That's why they probably killed her off, and of course that wasn't even a spoiler. They let us know that right away, and that's another thing too, and this will just lead right into the whole spoilery part. The scene where Raven dies, when Jean goes off and she finds her father, because it turns out when the whole accident happens in the beginning, she is made to believe that both her parents were killed, but only her mom. I always hate it when I'm like getting my talking points out there, and then right at the end, it just fucked it up. Yeah, it was actually her mom was the only one that died. Dad was still alive, and he basically just told Charles, hey, I can't handle her. She's a lost cause. You take her. And then, of course, Charles took her and tried to suppress and try to keep that information out, which, yeah, that was actually, I actually like that plot point. But she's at her dad's, and they show up to get her, and then she kind of goes, all right, well, you got to try to get me, and here come the cops. I'm going to fuck up some cop cars. And then there's a whole little slow motion part. You think, okay, cool, Quicksilver's going to do his thing, and he kind of does. You see it in the trailer. He's like running up like pieces of plywood and whatnot that is floating above her, but she's Dark Phoenix. She just basically goes, bam, slaps him away. You almost think that Quicksilver was going to die, but no. He just gets really fucked up. He's like, when they go back to the mansion, he's on a stretcher, and then you never see Quicksilver really again. I think maybe at the end, but that was about it. And it was kind of like, he's always been a pleasant... Alright, maybe because he's too powerful? I don't know. I guess you got to get him out of commission. You can only have him for one scene. But then when it comes, when you know it's coming, you know that Raven's going to die, and as soon as she goes like, get away from me, and she goes like that, she falls back, you know, she fall back on something, and sure enough, she dies pretty much like Logan does. No impact, no nothing. I felt nothing, even during the funeral part and everything. It's just, you didn't feel anything. You really didn't. And then, of course, that made Hank get all, and he goes to find Magneto. And, I mean, Michael Fassbender, especially when Jean shows up, and I guess there's like two mutants that they don't really even know. One guy has dreadlocks. The other one, I don't even remember what she did. They're on the poster, though, and I was going, okay, are we going to get more development from these characters? Not quite, really not at all. They just kind of, they're Magneto's or Eric's fucking one, you know, henchman, his right and left hand. I felt more emotion when Eric asked about whose blood that was on Jean, and then when he figured out, or when everybody else showed up, or when Hank showed up, that Raven died, and he like shed a tear. I felt more for that than the actual death. I don't understand either why in Apocalypse they just showed that she had the Phoenix power within her, but then in this one they threw that completely out, and it came from space! Kind of like the thing in Fantastic Four. And then it's these alien beings that come down, and I guess we're supposed to be Skrulls at one point, but they had to scrap that because, well, the other Marvel Cinematic Universe was using them, and I don't know why they couldn't use them either. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but yeah, they're another alien race. Jessica Chastain is actually just some normal chick that you have no idea. She's just having a dinner, all of a sudden these aliens showed up, and she gets taken over. And then she says stuff like, the X-Men fear you. The end scene, like I said, on the train, reshot, really well done. Really well done. A lot of great action. These alien beings are all like flooded on it. They're getting picked off one by one. You got Cyclops and Charles. He's trying to keep him safe, doing his thing. Storm is doing her thing. Eric, with all the fucking weaponry and just shooting at her, and she's just walking through it. There's just a lot of badassness that was happening. Hank kicking ass too. A lot of good stuff in this train sequence, which is all then led with, Jean doing her thing, and the train gets all flippity-floppity and crazy, and then she just starts obliterating these motherfuckers, doing her thing where she could just rip somebody apart, Dr. Manhattan style, or Jean Grey Last Stand style. Obviously, Jessica Chastain's character wants to get the power. She goes, nope, you can't, and she grabs onto her. They go up to space, and she blows up. Jean Grey, dead. But not really, because the very last shot, you see the flyer, the Phoenix, the fiery Phoenix in the sky. So she's not quite dead, but it really doesn't matter. And then you got the little epilogue of Eric and Charles in a public place, and then Eric wants to play a game of chess, because that was always a running theme with those two throughout the whole thing. It just didn't feel right. That's the thing. It just didn't feel earned, because it felt like it should have been Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. And it's just, I don't know. They just kind of try to do that. And like I said, if you like Dark Phoenix, perfectly fine. That's fine. I don't hate the movie. I don't think it was terrible. But it's just, to end this era of X-Men movies, it's just, Days of Future Past did it the best. And then, like I said, Logan was the swan song for Jackman and Stewart. And that's why I consider Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix just offshoots that didn't quite, when it comes to the timeline, obviously they fit sooner. So it's not like these are the last. Those are the two last movies. I mean, Days of Future Past, Dark, and Logan are the last movies. There you have it, guys. So I just wanted to talk about that. I mean, like I said, the biggest letdown was the Raven death, because it just didn't, it had no emotional impact really at all with her shitty fucking carnival makeup. So let me know your thoughts about it down below. What are some of your gripes, or, what did some of the stuff you like that were spoilery? Let me know down below. Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel at filmjunkie.com for my content. Follow me on the SockMeds, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon if you want to help out, and shirts down below, guys. All right, I'll talk to you.